Okay. I just I can't take it anymore. I can't. I told myself that I would be doing video content. I didn't. It's fucking depressing watching news and just these fucktards like this. It's just kind of depressing because you have thoughts, no one listens to you. People keep watching it. They fall for this shit. And so you just try to block it out. But you know what? I just think more people need to do this. More people need to fucking speak up. They need to fucking rant and rave. We need to fucking crash out. If you're not crashing out, man, then I don't know. But this is just like this kind of shit just perturbs the fuck out of me. I had a friend. We have one thing in common, but obviously not politics. And he wanted me to watch this 8.5 minute video. And I literally started typing up responses as I went through it, and I said, "Fuck this! I'm doing a video." So I did like a close to a 50-minute reply about every fucking thing that I could dissect this old fucking fucktard on. And then I was like, you know what? I just need to do this. I just need to do it. Who cares if I'm good? Who cares if it reaches anyone? Dude, everyone needs to fucking do this shit. I'm so sick of it. Bill fucking Maher, melt in America. All right, just like I could tell beforehand that this was just going to be some slop, opinions, bullshit. Um, I don't need to watch all of his shit to kind of just get the gist of who he is. I know that he's a former, quote unquote Democrat. I know he tries to pass off as progressive, but I also know he's a corporatist, and I know that Democrats, by and large, are now old school Republicans who are just corporatists. But let me just go through this. Hopefully, this won't take another 50 minutes. Hopefully, I don't have a fucking aneurysm. I'm going to explain why these things piss me off.
New rule, if you want the American dream, you have to take the American values.
What are the American values, Bill? Your American values may not be my American values, and that's what makes America great. Why don't you define the values? Because your values might be okay, and I might agree with them. Many might. 80% of the population might agree with you. But you conveniently and ignorantly leave out how others might see their values and try to push it off on me. Or even immigrants, for that matter. They might think that I need to be Christian. I'm not. Let's not get into that whole fucking bit. But the point is, there are people who are going to hear you and think, yeah, you need to meet my American values.
There's no bigger issue in electoral politics these days than immigration, and there's
Why is that, Bill? Why is that no bigger issue than immigration? Maybe in your eyes. I would say the economy's pretty fucking big, Bill. I'd say that's a pretty goddamn big deal right now, Bill. But okay, in your eyes, it's immigration. All right, so which political party or left or right of center tried to get immigration reform and try to pass bills? And then which party, which politicians tried to shoot it down at every turn just so they can strictly campaign on it? And you're old enough, Bill, you fucking boomer, you are old enough to know this. You've been in the limelight, Bill, for decades. You're informed. You have staffers that can keep you informed, that help you to be informed. You cover information. They've been doing this for decades. How long have they been talking about immigration reform or passing bills, passing, pathways for immigrants to seek citizenship? Where are we now, man? It's 2026. Go look up how long we've been talking about this. If you don't want to go that far, just go back to before this last election and how there was a bipartisan bill just waiting, and Trump shot it down. Why? So he can campaign on it. Republicans, so they can campaign on it. Like, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that everything a Democrat, or pick and choose whichever Democrat you want. I'm not going to, I don't wear their fucking underwear. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to campaign for them unless they're speaking and campaigning and advocating for things that I agree with. Even if there might be a better way, if I think that, hey, that's a start, okay, I'm down for it. But why is it such an issue, Bill? Ask yourself why. Are you making it a bigger issue than what it is? Has that been done for years or decades? Why don't we have a pathway to citizenship, an easily obtainable pathway to citizenship? Why do we not want that? For people to come to our country and help contribute to society. How ignorant do you have to be to where you, and you know what, this is what I don't get, this is what I don't like. Like, apparently there's generations of young people now that are seeing this shit like this on social media. And they're not understanding the history of it. They're not understanding that this is just regurgitated crap for decades.
No doubt, at least in my mind, that both sides went to extremes.
What extremes, Bill? Just list them, man. You have a whole platform. Just list the fucking extremes so we can compare and contrast the two.
Biden's policy of open doors, and then Trump.
Okay, open doors. All right. So that's just a tagline. No, you could look at, but see, people turn into this so much more. You know, I've heard people I know literally say, oh, well, Democrats just want, immigrants to come in, get amnesty from now until infinity. Those were actually verbatim words used. Did they not try and pass an immigration reform bill? Bill?
Trump's policy of broken windows.
Okay, so that's just a tongue-in-cheek joke there. You know, maybe his intentions aren't how I'm reading it, but they all do this now. Joe Rogan does it. Make light of what the right is doing, and if anything, just tongue-in-cheek, kind of infer that it's funny because the left, or people left of center, find that appalling. Is that a joking matter? I'm not saying you have to take it seriously as some others do, but are you going to seriously joke about this? That's just funny to you? How rights are being violated, you fucktard?
Now, I'm on the page of America doing what it used to do so well, stealing hard-working, talented immigrants from around the world and making them Americans.
Okay, making them American. How do we do that, Bill? Is it easy for them? Do we make it difficult? Hard? How long does it take for someone who is a law-abiding, legal migrant to come in and become a U.S. citizen? Are the standards not set? Do you want the standards to change? You just admitted you like this. This contributes to our society. We can get into other topics, maybe there's pros and cons, I'm sure.
But
this is, but you fucktards, little fucking boomers like you, man. You just sit here with your fucking applause button and your laugh track, built-in fucking audience, no challenging, no one's there to challenge you. You're gonna see there's like 8 more minutes of a lot of gaslighting.
But something has changed in the equation. Now, most immigrants still want to assimilate, but some now have this other attitude of melting pot. Fuck you, you melt.
Okay, who does that, Bill? You said some. What percentage? I mean, what? Who does that? I mean, if someone does, sure, but then again, you have to define what is assimilate. Land of the free, but assimilate to what I want you to be. Now, he's going to touch a little bit on what he finds to be assimilation. But again, fascist adjacent people might, loosely define and determine and interpret that. Assimilate to what? Last I checked, this country has freedom of religion. Is someone going to want me to assimilate to their ideals, their beliefs? And if not, then what, Bill?
Look, you don't have to love everything about America. We
I know.
don't.
We
That's why
don't.
Yelp was invented.
You know what? And I'm so sick of fucking anyone fucking thinking they could pressure others into, loving this country. If this country doesn't love us back, why the fuck do I love it? I could move. I was born here. What makes me less American for criticizing or critiquing or voicing my dislikes about our society that is largely shaped by government policies, legislation that has now turned to social media, misinformation, lies, gaslighting? Come on, man. You want me just to give up? Am I un-American for questioning this? Shit, that's the most patriotic thing anyone I think can do. Assuming that they want to help, contribute, and if that means that we gotta crack a few eggshells and fucking crash out sometimes, and so be it, man. And more people should. Sorry, I missed what was so goddamn funny.
Fuck you, you melt. Look, you don't have to love everything about America. We don't. That's why Yelp was invented.
The fuck is this? Like,
But, you know,
dude,
if you
your
do
actual
get past
jokes aren't
ice,
even funny.
America's actually pretty cool. We say you do you. Eat the food you're
But assimilate, right? Live to your American values, right? But we can do what we do, right? But only what you approve of.
grandma cooked. Speak another language at home. Celebrate religious holidays. We welcome your food, your art, your fashion, your first.
Hey, dude, you're so giving, man. You let us fucking celebrate our religious holidays. How then, okay, buddy. I mean, you know what? I won't critique it too much, but I think that's in the fucking Constitution, asshole. Thank you for allowing that. Thank you for that.
First ladies. Food, your art, your fashion, your first ladies.
Again, it's not even funny. I don't. Oh yeah. Pause for applause, right, Bill?
But you have to answer one question. Do you like Western civilization?
Define it.
Because that's what we are, and that's not negotiable.
Define it.
Let me ask our audience. Do you think gay rights is one of our values that's non-negotiable?
I would say it's civil rights, yeah. Non-negotiable, correct.
Great, I'm going to hold you to it. A few weeks ago, a liberal Democrat named Melissa Chaudhry, running for Congress in Seattle, was asked why, among the many progressive causes listed on her website, LGBT rights was conspicuously absent. Because, she said, a lot of Muslims do not feel that way, unfortunately. Now, here's where liberal sphincters just tightened.
No, they didn't.
Because they heard the word Muslim and have been brainwashed into thinking, oh, some Islamophobic bullshit is coming now. No, just facts.
Okay. See, this is him who's been butthurt before by being called an Islamophobic. I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure the next 6 minutes are just attacking Muslim ideals, other countries. He said we were brainwashed. I wouldn't agree with her. That's a stupid fucking campaign decision. If you look into that politician, she's losing endorsements. Someone said it was disqualifying. She doesn't matter to me. Shouldn't matter to you. She doesn't. But you're using it as a tool to then broad brush paint the entire left and progressive movement as if we all agree with her, because you think we're all brainwashed. and that we all of a sudden have to basically say, oh, well, never mind, Muslims, you do what you want. No, dude, I don't understand. How do you not see? This is where I think our society has become so team politics that you think because the right will fall in line with everything an alleged rapist, adjudicated sexual assaulter, fascist adjacent, dictator wannabe, casino fucking bankrupting fucktard. If a whole population of voters that vote for him and support him no matter what, you think the left just does it too? Like, it takes a brainwashed mind to think that there can't be anyone that's not agreeing with it, or, which I think you're smart enough, you're just using it yet again as a tool.
And a little honesty to the people who see everything as oppressor versus oppressed, but can't see who actually does a lot of oppressing. So let me ask, is this the progressive policy now?
See, is this the progressive policy now? There's a whole 8.5-minute segment from Bill Maher taking one example and asking, is this the progressive policy now? Think about that. I don't think people hear this and watch this and understand what he's saying, what they're implying, why they do it. They do not want any change. Boomers are scared as fuck of change. People who have money are scared as fuck of change. Corporatists, scared as fuck of change. So they will attack everything they can. They pay to do it. They get paid to do it. It needs to fall in line with not changing anything. Little do they know that the lack of change is ultimately going to be the downfall. Adapt or die, man. We're dying. And you are just too cushy to understand that. You're too ignorant to it. You're too disconnected to it. So you'd rather just take out your broad brush and paint an entire 50% of the country as something you don't like because someone said something you don't like. You can disagree with her. I can disagree with her. I disagree with her. But let me ask you this. So that bothers you that she didn't put gay rights as part of her platform? Because, and she admitted, she's basically doing it for because she thinks that the Muslim community will not like it, and I'm guessing not vote for her. So she's trying to get every vote she can. Now, she said she believes in gay rights, but where is you questioning any Republican, just any of them? I'd be shocked as fuck if there was one who had that in their platform, who advocated for gay rights in anywhere, in anything they do, like other than just being, I guess, like saying in an interview, yeah, sure, I believe it. Where, like, see, this is just the lunacy of people like this. Absolute idiocracy. Nobody on the right advocates for gay rights, yet you want to point out one politician and broad brush paint the entire progressive movement. There are no fucking words for this.
Is Ms. Chaudhry right? We throw gay people under the bus anytime it clashes with what makes Muslims uncomfortable?
That was her decision.
That was her decision. A cruise ship with 2,000 passengers that was sailing the Mediterranean had to turn around and change course because Muslim countries wouldn't let it dock. They tried to get into Turkey, and Turkey was like, no homo.
Okay, that's Turkey, bro. That is, I don't understand.
They tried Egypt. Nope, just straight denial.
Again, another country.
This poor gay cruise ship couldn't find a home. It was like the Grindr version of the Odyssey. But happy ending, they eventually sailed on to Greece, where the Greeks said, are you kidding? We invented that ship. But I gotta say, you know, Egypt and Turkey, they have no problem saying, our culture, we just don't do that here. We need a little of that attitude here. How about homophobia? We just don't do that here.
Yet that's okay for every politician right of center. Dude, I don't get you, man. These people do not make fucking sense. They want to criticize someone who said something stupid for campaigning purposes in her eyes, in her campaign's eyes, label it as the left or progressives, bring up examples of other countries that are very close-minded and do not have the same civil rights that we do. But again, you said it was non-negotiable, yet no criticism of anyone on the right. None whatsoever. Has he ever talked about Republicans campaigning or advocating for gay rights? Or not doing so? Has that ever been an issue? I mean, dude, could you get, like, what? I don't even know who the fuck that lady is. You have Andrew fucking Cuomo? Okay, Andrew fucking agrees with you. Good job, Bill.
We will make you bake a wedding cake. But not everybody sees it this way. Linda Sarsour
is that even
is a
true?
big progressive.
Is that even true? Didn't the courts decide that bakery didn't have to bake the fucking cake for the gay couple? You know, whatever. I don't know. This guy's so misinformed. I don't know what to believe from what he says, and I don't even want to bother researching it.
Hero, and she says, our number one priority is our community. It is not to assimilate. Okay, but that's not really how immigration works.
No, I don't. Why not? You would have to define what is it that she is or they are supposed to assimilate to. You can be transphobic, homophobic, Islamophobic. You can be phobic to whatever the fuck you want. They can too. Do they have why? Okay, and how are they going to change? If they don't believe in gay rights, that's their right not to believe in them. That's why we have courts to decide what is civil rights. I just don't understand. I struggle to commentate on idiocracy. You could do whatever the fuck you want as long as it's legal, and it's up to the law to determine what is not legal.
If I move to Japan, I don't get to say, okay, everybody, a couple of changes. First of all, shoes stay on in the house now.
Nobody's doing that, Bill. I just, like, I would never do that if I go somewhere else. I don't expect another country to speak English if I can't speak their language. But where's the compare? Like, who's coming here and wanting to change things of how we do it? As far as I see, you're just debating civil rights here and personal opinions. And you're criticizing said personal opinions as an attack on a political party that you currently do not agree with. Why do you not agree with them, Bill? If you believe in gay rights, for example, as non-negotiable, then why are you agreeing more with Republicans currently? I mean, God damn, you're
also,
such a fucking
no
old fucktard.
Porn, that's gone.
Who watches this shit, man?
Look, lots of people, not just Muslims, of course, do lots of fucked up shit. We don't have to go along with it.
And hey, like, exactly, so do Christians. There's a lot of people. There's fucking Satanists do fucked up shit. There's atheists who do fucked up shit. There's Christians. There's Catholics. There's Muslims. There's fucking Mormons. There's Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, come on. Okay, what are you saying?
A number of cultures still practice marriage by capture, where if you fancy a gal, you simply abduct her and claim her as your fiancé. You may recall Borat tried it on Pamela Anderson. It's a real thing, and it's always a touching scene when the groom gets down on one knee and to propose, and the bride still has the bag over her head. Okay, but we don't do that here. Linda Sarsour was forced into an arranged marriage at 17, but defends the practice, saying it made her, quote, become mature much earlier in life. I'll bet. But here, we think that's a little too close to Epstein stuff. Honor killings, not letting women show their faces, polygamy, cousin fucking, female genital mutilation. There's lots of stuff we don't do here, and it's not negotiable, and it's not white values.
Okay, none of these things are being advocated to change here, Bill. So if I disagree with and you saying that people should have, are you just going to throw this at me and say, well, everyone wants to do this? They want Sharia law here. Like, do people not understand how idiotic that is? That argument is so fucking stupid. We need more people calling you people out. You are fucking stupid. That's why if you want to advocate for human rights and civil rights in other countries, by all fucking means, man. But why are you fucking saying we don't do that here? Because you're trying to imply that people here want to change that we want to mandate wearing hijabs. Jesus fucking Christ.
These are liberal values. People fought and died to establish them, and it's not racist to say, if you want to come here to help form a more perfect union, great. But some things are too fundamental to change. The separation of religion and state.
So who is asking to change those things to those things that you brought up as examples? Who? So because someone says we do not want to assimilate, ... end quote, with no further context to it, then you bring up these outlandish, it's not even left field, man. That shit's fucking in the parking lot outside where you're just going to bring up examples from Muslim countries that with policies or ideals that you do not agree with within their society. Dude, I just don't understand the gaslight. Why don't you bring up specific examples that they don't want to assimilate to, that they're trying to change, that maybe help me help you. Help me find something that I would actually agree with. Because so far you're just using definitions extremely loosely, leaving it up for interpretation. One could probably even argue it's some kind of dog whistle to your right-leaning audience. Fucking like seals, clapping like fucking idiots. Don't assimilate. Dude, what the fuck? You guys don't even know what the fuck you're saying.
For example, and I would say the same thing to Christian nationalists. Democracy, not theocracy. Free speech.
Maybe you need to say it more, Bill.
Religion. Equal rights for women. LGBT. That's America. And
hey, were any of those things being advocated by his buddies on the right? I didn't catch this the first time. I was probably too busy fucking blowing a fuse.
Democracy, not theocracy. Free speech, even about religion. Equal rights for women. LGBT. That's
free speech, equal rights, the gay community. Are any of those things advocated for from anyone on the right? And even if there was some little fucking cuck who caucuses with the Republicans, and if they have this regime trying to take those rights away, they're just going to vote for him. They're going to say, well, we can't rein him in. So, I mean, these are non-negotiable to you. But all I hear you is attacking Muslim countries and societies and their culture, and we don't have to agree with them, and then blaming the progressives for this. This is what
America.
I hear.
And none of this is available in Sharia law, which is...
Wow. See, okay, yeah, just happened to bring that up. Look at him get all pissed off because someone clapped, but the applause fucking button didn't get hit. He had a point he wanted to finish.
Which a third of British Muslims want to see be the law in England.
Okay, England.
You can't
is
have
that
England
here?
and Sharia law. And the left's reaction to Islamification is the worst that could happen from it is it will get right-wingers elected. Maybe, or maybe the worst that could come from it is in 20 years the UK is turning away gay cruise ships.
So that would be classified as, the boogeyman, the fear-mongering. So what's the alternative? Like, what are you arguing against? You're arguing against imaginary boogeymen and things that could happen in 20 years, but you base it off a premise of a group of people saying, no, we don't want to assimilate, but you said that they have to melt to our American values and our Western civilization, non-negotiable. Okay, I think if they're living here, do they have an ability to stop gay rights, Bill? That's what you think's going to happen. So this is a preemptive attack on anyone who's progressive running for office, who I guess doesn't have your American values. Yet they're not campaigning on any of that.
I'm sure some of you are screaming Islamophobia, but that's just a bullshit word to cow people into not talking about this. This has nothing to do with non-whites becoming the majority. I don't give a shit.
Why you need to talk about this right now, apparently? Why? Why is this so important to you right now? Like, what's happening right? You need to help your audience understand. If they have any critical thinking skills, and if they're not just clapping seals over there, I would think that we have way bigger issues than something that you think could happen in 20 years in England, because 33%, which by the way is extremely fucking low, like, want Sharia law there. So basically anything progressives run on, like, better healthcare, more affordable healthcare, maybe even healthcare for all, wage increases, anything that would help the environment. That's all off the table because you're scared of the boogeyman. You're scared of something that you think's going to happen from these people who are not talking about it, are not advocating for it. But, you have one politician who basically said, I'm not going to platform gay rights because my Muslim vote, wouldn't like it. That was her opinion. I don't even know if they would or wouldn't.
Shit about that. I don't give a shit about colors. White people, they're white. They're not pandas. I care about liberal values being replaced by illiberal ones.
Like which
Last
ones?
month,
who's campaigning on it?
70,000 Moroccan migrants breached the border and poured into a part of Spain called Ceuta.
In another country.
I feel for them, but I also understand why a lot of Europe freaked out about it.
Why are we not talking about how this happens? How our entire world is ran by powerful, rich, elite oligarchs, which lead to masses of people storming borders. Bill, are you going to have any one of them on? If it were me, I would want to talk. Like, hey, why did you feel the need to do this? Like, what's the situation? Are you researching it? I'll admit full damn well I haven't researched this, but that's pretty goddamn sad that there are people fleeing their country to go into another country. Could you imagine living a life where you feel that's the better option for you? Yet you'd rather fucking use it as a tool to criticize who we all know you're trying to criticize here, instead of actually talk about inhumane issues that plague our entire planet.
Sympathize with refugees. But when I see them interviewed, it's always, there's nothing here for me, the economy sucks, I don't see a future. I sympathize, but what you need is not asylum. What you need is LinkedIn.
Wow. Okay. So, wow. Holy shit. The old fucking you're just too lazy argument, right? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, wow. People are fleeing in droves. And your joke is you just need to get a job. Wow. Bill, do you have any data to help talk about like maybe what options that these people had in life?
Build something in the country you live in. You got a bad economy? You know that cruise ship that couldn't dock? Do you have any idea how much money 2,000 drunk gay men would have spent in your beach town?
Jesus, man. This is the fucking shit that gets peddled to our society. This is why I think we need more fucking people talking about real fucking issues with real and profound messaging. I don't even. This is sad and fucking pathetic. I don't know what else to say, man. Like this is. People watch this shit. He gets paid to do this. He's not the only one. And then people like I just don't like they think that what are the comments on this shit? What is who don't turn in the place you fled. Like I don't like so does that mean that you can't have like neighborhoods that are predominantly one culture? Does that scare you that much? Because you watch people like Bill Maher and think that ultimately they're just going to want to turn our entire country into what they're used to and how they live life? I mean, how do people not understand this? That is what used to make America great. I can't even, I don't even
No,
want
if
to
you
read
want the
anymore,
American
man.
dream, you have to.
I can't. All right. I think I really want to just keep doing these things. I think people need to wake the fuck up. I think this all stems from a corporatist mentality. I truly don't think I mean, these guys are, I mean, I don't know what you want to label them, but this guy went from saying that immigrants should live by American values, did not define it and what he thought it was. They should assimilate to Western society with aspects that he found non-negotiable, while ignoring an entire political party that does not believe in those things that he found to be non-negotiable. Attacked, the only terminology he used was progressives. Labeled people brainwashed for whatever reason. I don't know. I mean, if I saw a bunch of people doing whatever he's implying that they're doing, then okay, I would say yeah, like those guys are a little bit fucking brainwashed or don't understand or they're stupid. If someone were to say, "Oh no, we'll let them change an entire city and laws and rules to match what they did in Turkey or Egypt," I mean, I would say that's it's pretty fucked up. I've never once seen that in my entire life. I can't imagine that would ever happen or be allowed to happen. Um, it just seems like a veil like attack on what he claims people misjudgingly label him as is just does not like Muslim countries, societies, or their culture, and then wants to attack anyone on the left for supporting immigrants and helping them by creating pathway to citizenship, and just like a dog whistle to, or at least it left for interpretation to define what they think are American values and what people should assimilate to. And we all know that's going to be the hill that they die on when it comes to immigration. It's so ignorant. Anyway, all right, I think that'll cover Bill fucking Maher. And another thing I told my friend that I don't understand how someone like me who isn't as old as Bill Maher doesn't have the resources that Bill Maher has. Doesn't have the platform, the experience, maybe even education, or at least education via experience and exposure. How could someone like me just dissect this old fucking moron so thoroughly in an 8.5 minute fucking video with his laugh track and an applause button? And if people don't see that people like Bill Maher are so easily picked apart, there's no hope for them. If they can't critically think and hear people out and see how easily and why they're doing this and how easily they get picked apart, there's no changing their mind. There's no you know opening. They're addicts. They have to want to change for themselves. I don't see how anyone could watch this and come away thinking that, yeah, man, he really made a fucking point. You made a point against one politician, Turkey and Egypt for their policies, and then you told a bunch of people who couldn't leave their situation fast enough to fucking just get a job. This is why I don't watch this bullshit. I can't take it, but this one was forced upon me in good faith. I watched and I responded, and that'll be it for me on this one.